Hello and welcome to another jungle video, and in this one I'm going to show you how you can get 3 to 4 level leads with ease. Now typically this is for a farming jungler style, which is great because this meta isn't exactly as kind to them as it has been in the past, but this will of course work for any jungler that can farm reasonably fast and wants to close the game out early because it requires you to push the map in order to do so, and if you happen to outscale them while farming fast and you don't need to gank as much or close the game as soon, well, now the enemy will never be able to outscale you. This is another presentation of some of my content being cut up for YouTube, so if you do enjoy and learn something, please do let me know in the comments below. This channel is based around my ability to give you knowledge to apply to your own games, but sometimes that is difficult and losing is frustrating. But Ints, our sponsor for today's video, is here to help. The best way to improve is not only to apply these principles to your games, but also for you to review them. You need to review your game's footage. Insight.gg is the world's first VOD review platform with all the tools you need in one place to make it really easy to conduct your own VOD review through marking the things like kills, deaths, assists, and sharing the stats you need to see to assess your gameplay. Need an extra set of eyes? Well, you can share it to a web portal for your friends and your teammates to give extra feedback. Try out insights.gg for free today and start reviewing to see yourself climb faster. We are Karthus. This is a beautiful Karthus game because AD hybrid, but hopefully both AD and then AD, so all AP for us. We're watching the top side. Now, if you want to path as you normally would to the top side, that's fine. But in this case, if you want to play for Draven to get that snowball, you can start red, right? The downside is no one else is helping watch entrances, so you're going to go down to ward this as late as possible, right? So that you covered in case the Rengar does a red side into a blue side invade. You want to be able to see this. If you do not see this, you're doomed. You die, you get collapsed on, it's not great, okay? Especially if you're starting red and going down. So we want to ward the opposite side as a full clearing jungle standard stuff. If you're starting blue, you would have slapped it right here, and we'd be going here. Now, watch what happens. We're gonna go and start on our red, and as Rengar players know, we like a delayed invade, don't we? We do like to go for delayed invades. Nami is reconnected. We didn't know that, obviously. Hello, Fiora. Hello, Rengar. This on a whole is stupid because Karthus has exhaust. Don't do this when Karthus has exhaust and it's a Karthus, please. And Akshan is up there and it's a ranged top laner and the mid laner can rotate. Do not do it. That is griefing of the highest order by Rengar and Katarina, Fiora. You could very easily have tried something else, either just full clearing yourself in the opposite direction, and then maybe you can affect the map subsequently in different ways, as we've talked about in many videos. But there's no real need to go for delayed invade when the Karthus has exhaust. Now, he does that, without a doubt. I love this game because it's very much a situation of adapting your build path to the matchups. Full AD, kind of squishy, all squishy, but she's gonna jump on you, he's gonna jump on you, she's gonna jump on you, and the red smite here, while blue smite 99% of the time is good, the red smite with exhaust is a double damage reduction tech. It enables you to actually handle the enemy team, and thinking about that before you go into game is huge. That's what gives you the most success, doesn't it? Draven is able to basically, because of this, go for nice kills on the bottom side. Here we go. All right. Thank you. That was beautifully done. Smurf Q, by the way. And now, as Karthus, you saw the little bit of a flex. Do I do Krugs? No. But don't waste time here. You don't have the resources for it. Simply go to your Raptors and sequence down. You still have this ward because you placed it so late to protect you in case the Rengar, from his respawn, does this into this. The problem is Rengar smited on the top side, which means he wouldn't really have it to do it quickly and then to invade you. So you should be safe, but it is something, you know, think about it. That's why you drag this down. That's why you drag this down, because not only can we kite it to avoid damage and smite the Grump and then use our Q to kill it, you can avoid the enemy jungler who's a carnivore, well, essentially how you can play it, as well as an omnivore. He can't really invade you there and kill you. So that's good safe pathing, good ward protection. We do this. We do want to do the crab. If Pyke was a generous soul, he could have CC'd it for us, but Katarina's pushing, she's super low, let's go for that. Rengar shows here. Please note this. Rengar, from this, goes here, here, and here. Okay, we know that because of this. So that's 3 camps, red side down. Great ward here by the Pyke. We need to see this. So as you go for this gank, it's great. She shifts, I don't think we get an assist from that. But we should have seen the Rengar. It's difficult when you're fighting, it's difficult when you're looking for the kill. But ideally that should have been observed. Good job by Rengar to make a random play. You gotta respond to it. And in this case, don't go to the bush. Let someone else face check it. If he wants to fight, he dies. Otherwise, go to the top side. If this is really not possible, just go to the top side. Just go to the top side. So in this situation, Rengar goes bottom crab, sees a dive, and goes for this. Corki is down here. This is basically Fiesta mode. As a farming jungler, do not concern yourself with this Fiesta mode. Now, you could be arguing, right, should we go straight to the crab on the blue side, knowing that he had nothing up? And I think, you know what? If, how are we all dying to this? If we see the Rengar cut here, and we go up, and he goes down, then you could very easily do this. You could go into the crab, into the blue side at the very least, and then try and gank top lane. And then because you have a refresher there, if TP's Burnatone, you can push for heavy denial. You can fall back to your Krugs, tier 1, tier 2 Raptors, and reset. You might lose the bottom side here, potentially. But if the Rengar's super low, he probably won't really get involved. And because of that, you basically be cycling 3 quadrants. You know, so I think if you do this, okay, you got huge control for one crab. For one crab. But fortunately, because everything was delayed, the Rengar is bottom side anyway. Oh, Katarina's showing up too now. So we can do Krugs. We can do Krugs and we can do Raptors. This is, what is this? Scuttle Crab. Scuttle Crab. And now it's more risky to go ahead and do this because Rengar will be respawning and heading to the top side most likely. Like 99.99%. So the Krug into Raptors is the sequencing that's most important for farming jungler because you want to farm, like a nice smooth sequence, yeah? And from there you can do other things, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So that would have been the best play, but otherwise it's perfectly fine. We ping it because we know it, it's kind of obvious. We can hold mid lane, doesn't matter if they see us. We can do that and get level 5, beautiful. And now we can go ahead and sequence the wolves into Grump. 99% the Rengar, did you see that on the minimap? Did you guys see that? Okay. So he runs around to do this. Now, we don't see this, yeah? We don't see this. We only see him. That's a nice chroma, though. Purple's my favorite, I mean, as you can see, but it's a nice chroma. So you can basically logically assume the last time you saw him, if he had 17 CS, which would have been the case, now you know he did all 3 camps and he's going up, which means he did wolves into Gromp, okay, to get here. But if the Rengar was looking to sequence down, then doing this, wolves and blue Gromp, and then down again would be dumb. You would just go straight into this and straight down. So think about how they're sequencing relative to you because you're farming jungler. Your power is hydrate. Your power is 100% in your sequencing and tracking. Hydration. So from that, we hold mid lane and we take our wolves and then Gromp. We're staring at the map. We see him show up here, level 4. And all of a sudden now, we know that he's going to these Raptors because we could have timed that very easily. Once we saw red, Krugs, Raptors, kills us, goes bottom lane. We know he's on the second spawn here. So you can basically, if you've got prio, invade with your mid laner. If you do it with your mid laner, you can invade this. This is a good pressure play considering we're halfway to 6 and that dude was just level 4. We'll obviously hit 6 on Raptors. And bot lane is super low. This is the problem here. Bot lane is super low. So they want to kill these and reset. They want to kill these and then reset. Which means doing the dragon here, and we kind of want to try and do it because the Rengar should, in theory, go from the Raptors down to the Krugs. The only reason he would sort of collapse on this is if there was vision. And there is vision here, you see? So this vision, you don't know it exists. You don't know it exists. But if they've been diving your bot lane for 20 years, you can assume there's some kind of wards, but you don't know it. So what this tells you is if he does something really random, like instead of going Raptors, Krugs, bot, or just Raptors, bot, and he cuts in here, and the Katarina cuts in here, you can basically logically assume that they saw you. So what do? Don't greed for it. Pull back, go to your bottom lane. Your bottom lane are now going to move on up with you. But at this point, because they need to reset, otherwise they lose tempo bottom lane, and they have a huge lead, huge lead, don't force them to do the dragon. Even if you're farming jungler, don't care. Don't force them to do the dragon, doesn't matter. They take it, who cares, right? If you're snowballing this game so heavily, dragons don't matter. You're going to end the game in 24-25 minutes. In low elo, I can understand why you might want to do this dragon, but what's going to happen, okay, as we just hold on, let me post this. What's going to happen is you're going to force them to do this. You're going to have a coin flip fight. Maybe you lose it. Maybe you will die. Now they get to catch this with potentially kills and shutdowns, and your bot lane loses all their lead. It's not worth it. And in low elo, they don't know this. They're just going to do random stuff. And you would have been the reason that they lost their lead if they were going to base. So keep track of this. Now, if you see Rengar sequencing up across mid lane, and you see him moving up through your jungle, you see this plank get hit, so you know straight up that he must be there, and he shows. You pray to Odin that your top laner does that, or is well designed. We do want 6 here, and this guy wants to reset. So the roam isn't the best from the Pyke, but the Rengar also doesn't show any signs of sentience, and goes for the fight knowing that everyone is here anyway. We reactively path, use the W, which gives us MR Shred. Move on down. Now, we should not even be going for this. This counter jungling, we do not need to go for unless we're going straight for a ward. Why? Because, let's go, ladies and gentlemen, back in time. 527, which means the very earliest, right, is 742 that those camps will be up. Sorry, at 742, they're up because he would have killed it already. So if we jump forward here and we kill them, we know that at 713, okay, they're not going to be up. This will be up because he sequenced upside. So you don't necessarily know if he did Grump or Wolves first. As I said, with good junglers, it's unlikely the dude does blue Grump Wolves and then goes like this. This is not going to happen in high elo or a Smurf account. Most likely he does Wolves, blue Grump, and then shows. In low elo, yeah, maybe he did Grump first. Maybe he did Grump first and we can go ward. But you should at least be tracking, you know, like a 2 minutes 15 from the last time he took those camps. Nevertheless, it's good to get a deep ward, and then we can follow the Pyke to the mid lane. He will flash over. We do the WMR shred slow. Corki is going to try and handle the koi fish. Gets nothing. Akshan is moving back to lane. Would you like a free kill, sir? Akshan, would you like a free kill? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Pyke can yeet over the wall. Well, we missed it. We're out of range. It's fine. That's fine. Okay. Rengar's coming as well. So now in these situations as a farming jungler, the onus here is very much in 6. You see this? You don't want to fight. You don't want to move until you're 6. The 6 is absolutely huge. Use it. Sorry, get the red buff. It's huge. And now we can stop the backs and we can use our ultimate. It's a good example of when to rotate to fights and when to sort of fall back to camps for XP spikes. Nami flashes. Rengar gets exhausted. Rengar will fall. Stupid Rengar. Silly cat. Ult comes through. Fiora is a champion. She just survives. And now, because it's past the time and we've seen the Grump, we know the Grump is available, so we can take it. This will be his highest... actually, it won't be, because he did bot sign. Ignore me. But it's a level 6 Grump, so we'll take it. Beautiful. You see? Not focused on this. Not focused on this. Focused on their action. But at the same time, if the action looks doomed, don't concern yourself. If they want to have fun, let them have fun. Focus on your game plan. We want to reset now, because we're going to have Rengar go bottom side for his red buff, for the dragon, for the crab. And you don't want to hang around top lane. We want to protect our sequencing. Because the goal here is a farming jungler. 3 quadrant sequencing. 3 quadrant sequencing. Rengar shows mid lane. Hello, sir. Pyke's going to say nope, which is what he does. We can join these together. Nice stitching. Now, you might be thinking, you could go down here to the crab. Okay. We do have ult. Sorry, we don't have ult. We don't have ult available. If you're a Shyvana, any other farming jungler, and you think, gee, this dragon looks juicy, I must take dragon. As I said, the dragon is not a win condition in this game. It's gold, towers, experience leads, such that they cannot snowball, because both teams snowball very heavily. And you have the snowball component, but the Corki is basing. The Corki is basing. Draven is not on lane. You have no vision control. Pyke isn't level 6. It is not worth giving up experience to fight for this at all. Let them have it. If he wants to do crab and he wastes his time, we should not be dying here. This is random. Don't die, please. You should not be dying here. We know that they're there. We know that Corki's basing. We know that Draven just go back to lane. That's just dumb. It's just dumb. So in the meantime, what that does do though, is allows us to sequence bottom side to top side, full camp clears, and now we see Rengar still on the bot side, which is a more important objective. Herald. Why is that a bad play for Rengar? Because he gets a dragon, but is now going to be 3 quadrant sequenced. We have a crashing wave with Akshan vs Fiora. We can activate the Herald. Now we can steal his blue to reset that timer for ourselves. We crash it. We move in. We hit our Q. We use our W. We throw out another one. She's forced to dash forward into the Akshan and dies. We get plates. Now we get his Grump again. Set level 7. We're sequencing his Grump. Always keep your eyes up and always track Rengar. And now at this point, he is forced to stay in that 1 quadrant on the bottom side. Now we want to reset quickly. Quickly reset. Ultimate is available because we need to protect this. We now have a Grump, Wolves, Raptors, Krugs, Grump, Wolves sequence. 3 quadrants. How, as a Rengar, are you going to be able to handle that? How is any jungler? You're just screwed. And this ward allows you to continuously see that. pure snowball, but you'll see. People can still throw with randomness. Nami. See? Flash burned. Look at this, you see? You see? They're having fun. Do you want to have fun? Or do you want to win? We just go sequence bottom to top side. Take this crab as well. Our red is up. His blue side is not up, so we can fall back to our red. Good sequencing. Akshan is able to get the Corki revived. And now again, back into the blue side jungle. Because Rengar has nowhere else to be. This time is a bit more risky, obviously, but when you see visual confirm and you know the tracking that he has to be bottom side, you can just take it for free. And you just let your team is snowballing that you've done because you removed the enemy jungler from the game. You've removed the enemy jungler from the game. This is what this means. Cut across. Red buff goes to the Corki. Hello, sir. Okay. Did you guys see that? Red smite. Exhaust. You can exhaust one and red smite the other. That's why this is good against this comp, you see? We exhaust the Fiora, you can use red smite on the Katarina. And there is no hope in hell. That's why you do Zhonya. Yeah. The Zhonya rush is really good in games where you're hybrid snowballing. Like hybrid snowballing, where the only thing that can cause you to lose is randomness. Now in this situation, you're thinking, right, we did a sequence, okay? There's a dragon up, but there's no real reason to go for it. I think you can think, all right, let me go for it, but if all these camps respawn, and Rengar gets all those camps, he gets way more value out of it. And I'm not concerned about the bounty. I mean, they're down 14, 15,000 gold. There's no way they can walk through their jungle into the river, take it, and get out. The map is too far pushed up, which is why when I talk about as scaling and snowballing and farming junglers, especially any jungler really, actually, once you have a lead, pushing the map up, because now, just like in the video where we talked about, but if the map is pushed up so heavily, there's no ways they can even get anything. And in the video I put out on the main channel months ago, what game was it? Was it the Kill a Minute Lee Sin one? I think. And he was blue side. It's the same thing. You just take everything from them, and there's no ways they can just walk into a jungle and go all the way through the jungle to the objective. They can't do it. So you just prevent it. You don't need the variance of a Dragon Soul or an Elder Dragon at all. So just taking all of this is fine. Push this, use a W for vision control, as you would have been seeing. We use our ultimate in the mid lane. So let them do their thing, guys. Like this, you can do on anything. Like it's better on farming junglers because you scale so disgustingly well, and you're able to 1v1 anyone really. But what I'm talking about here works on anyone. Yeah, even as an early game jungler. As an early game jungler, you can argue same thing, because by doing this, okay, you maintain your experience lead over the enemy junglers. Like say this is Rek'Sai, and say that the Rengar is a Shyvana or a Karthus. You go for the dragon thinking, I need Salt to close out. The scaling jungler says, thanks for the high tier camp experience that you've been cycling for 10 minutes. All of a sudden you give like a level 11 Rengar, or Karthus, Shyvana, whatever, like a level 12, 13 camp, hypothetically, they just juiced experience. You just catch up right away. That's worse. For you, the experience lead is huge. Like level 13 Rek'Sai right now versus a level 9 anything. It doesn't matter that you don't have dragons. No one can deal with you at all. So it works the same for carnivorous, omnivorous, and herbivorous junglers. Like even if you're Sejuani, you can do this, you know? But obviously with Sejuani, you're looking for a bit more of the team fight stuff. If your team is fighting, you need to use your lead in that fight. But with a Karthus and a Scaler and an aggressor, this is what you want to do. You just keep that map pushed forward all the way. That's what I've been talking about for months. And Noctrurne can fall back to the dragon. Your ADC can do the dragon. And you can fall back to it now, maybe, you know? But if you see a fight here, we can probably do something. But we don't really want to have a high variance play here, because Draven's there. We have what? 2-2. Their whole team is going to be respawning. Yeah. Happens every game, even in high elo, even in Smurf Queue. I don't know why they don't watch death timers. Well, there you have it. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed and learned something. I will be live streaming a lot more things like this in the future if you want to catch it there. But I do like this idea of having a large variety of content so I can upload more to you on YouTube and not always focus on the minute effects which aren't always necessary to explain a point. Gameplay channel is all your gameplay needs. Patreon is coaching signups as well as VODs. Please consider subscribing and of course liking this video if you did find it worthy of your interaction. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.